In this series of tutorials, we will learn complete AutoCAD step by step. We will learn 2D, isometric and 3D concepts completely. These tutorials are useful for mechanical, electrical, civil, architectural, interior designers and others who are interested in creating engineering drawing on computer. When you start AutoCAD, this user interface is shown. Here you can see the name of the software, Autodesk AutoCAD version 2020. Then here is the ribbon toolbar. Right now it is not active because we have not started any drawing. From here you can start new drawing. Here it shows the recent documents that you have opened or created. At first you will have to click on this arrow and select the template. If you want to work in feet and inches, then you will have to select this CAD.dwt template. And if you want to work in metric, then you will have to select this CAD ISO DWT. Using this template, you can work in mm, centimeter, meter, kilometer, and so on. At first, we will learn about CAD ISO. Click on this CAD ISO. Now here, ribbon interface got activated. Here is the command line where you can type the command or it will show the message about what is to be done in the current command. At first we will have to set our unit format. For unit, give UN. UN is the shortcut for units command. Then press enter. Then from here you will have to set unit format for length. Right now it is decimal and decimal is shown like this 1.5 or 2.0039. To change the format, click here. In the case of ISO or metric drawing, you can use decimal, fractional and scientific. If you are working in feet and inches, then you can also use architectural and engineering. If you use fractional, then number will be shown in this format. That means 1.5 will be shown as 1 and a half. And if you use scientific, then 1.5 will be shown as 1.5 e raised to 0. So I will be using decimal format. I will select here decimal. I will keep the precision to 40. From here you can change your precision. And from here you can define the angle format. You can define angles in degree, minute, second, gradient, radian and Servier's unit. Right now I will use these decimal degrees. And for precision I will change the precision to double digits 0.00. Then from here you can define the insertion scale. That means when you insert some drawing in this current drawing and if unit of that drawing is different than this unit, then it will be scaled to match this unit. And if you want to insert the drawing without scaling, then click here and select this unitless. If you select this unitless, then the inserted drawing will not be scaled. It will be kept as it is. I will be using this millimeter here. Then click on OK. Then first draw command. We will be learning line. The keyboard shortcut for line is L, enter. Click on line. Once you give the command, then you will have to read message here. It is asking for specify first point. If message is not shown at your cursor, that means your dynamic input is off. If you want to show the message at cursor, then you will have to make dynamic input on. To make the dynamic input on and off, you will have to click here on these three lines, customization. Then you will have to click here on dynamic input. Then it will show that dynamic input here. If it is in blue color, that means it is on. and if it is in black color, that means it is off. If I click on it, it will become off, then it will not show any message around our cursor. For our series of tutorials, I recommend you to keep this on so that message will be shown at cursor. And if message is not shown at cursor, then you can read those message from this command line area also. Now in the line command, we will have to specify first point. So you can click anywhere. I will click here, then take your cursor away. Now here it is showing the line horizontal automatically. It is showing it because our polar tracking is on. If we make this off, then it will not show straight line. To show that straight line, we will have to make this polar tracking on so that it will show straight line also and inclined line also. Then we will have to give the direction in which direction you want to create the line. Suppose I want to create line in this direction, then give the length of the line. Suppose I want to create a line of 2000 length, press enter. Then I want to make vertical line, take the cursor above, again give the length, suppose 2000, enter. And if your line goes outside of your working area, then you can pan it. For that, press middle mouse button and drag the mouse. Then again I want to go in this direction, again give the length and press enter. If during creation of line, if you make any mistake and if you want to cancel the last line, then you will have to click on this undo here. Click on undo, it will cancel the last line. And if you want to stop the line at this current position and you don't want to go further, then for that you will have to click on this exit button here. Again I will create one more line of 2000 length, enter. Then there is one more option, that is close. If you click on the close, then it will connect the end point and start point with one line and it will stop the line command. Once it shows type a command, that means your last command is completed and no input is pending. You always have to ensure that if you are working in some command, you will have to complete it properly before going to other command. Then suppose I want to create one line from this point to this point. You can also give line command by typing L and enter. Then again I want to start line from this point. If you take cursor there, it is showing green square. It is called as object snap, and these are the auto object snap which are shown automatically only when object snap is on here. If I make this off, now O snap is off, then it will not show any object snap. So that to show the automatic object snap, you will have to turn on object snap here. Then only it will show auto object snaps. So I want to create one line from this endpoint to this endpoint. Once it show the object snap, just click there. It will accurately select that point. Then if you want to stop line in between, you can also press enter. It will stop line command at that position. Then I want to create one line from this point and perpendicular to this line. Again, click on line. Then take your cursor to this endpoint. Click there. Then take your cursor here. Now here it is showing endpoint object snap and it is showing green square at this point. That means if I click here, then also it will join this line to this point like this. So I don't want to join to that point. I want to create a line perpendicular. I will just undo it. Then now it is showing endpoint object snap, but I want perpendicular object snap. To select a different object snap, you will have to press shift button, then right click, then it shows the list of the object snap. From here you can select your desired object snap. I want perpendicular, click on perpendicular, then take your cursor to this line and click. It will create that line perpendicular to that line. Then to stop the line command, press enter. And suppose I want to create lines from midpoint of this line to midpoint of this line. Again, click on line, take your cursor here. It is not showing the midpoint. Again, press shift and right click and select midpoint object snap. Then take your cursor here. It is showing midpoint. For midpoint, it shows green triangle. It shows different shapes for different object snaps. So click there. Now we are selecting object snap manually by pressing shift and right click. But if you want to select the object snap automatically, then for that you will have to click on this arrow near the object snap, and from here suppose I want to select this midpoint object snap automatically, then click on midpoint, so it will add tick there. That means it will select that object snap automatically. The object snap which has tick before it are selected automatically, and the object snap which don't have any ticks will need to be selected manually using shift and right click. Then click outside and take your cursor here. Now it is showing midpoint object snap automatically. So once it shows the midpoint, you just have to click there. And to stop the line command, press enter. So in this way you can select manual object snap or auto object snap. Then if you want to remove some unwanted objects, then you can use the erase command. Keyboard shortcut for erase is E enter. Click on erase. Then you can select the object you want to remove. Just click on them. Once you have selected all the object, then press enter. Those objects will be removed. Then if you want to create circle, then here is the circle command. Click on circle. Then you will have to specify the center point for circle. I want to create circle at midpoint of this line. Click there. Take your cursor away. Then specify the radius of the circle. Suppose I want it 500 and enter. Now we have created circle using radius option. If you want to create circle by specifying diameter, then you will have to click on this arrow and click on center diameter. Give the center point, take the cursor away and specify the diameter and press enter. Same way I will create one more circle here of 500 size. Then if you want to zoom it, for zoom plus, rotate your middle mouse button or wheel of the mouse towards monitor, and for zoom minus, rotate middle mouse button towards you. Suppose I want to create one line tangent to these two circles. For that again click on line. Then for selection of tangent object snap, again press shift right click, and from here you will have to select tangent. Then click on the circle. Again for selection of tangent here, again shift right click, click on tangent and click on the circle. And to stop the line command, press enter. You can also select the tangent object snap automatically. For that again click on this arrow and click on tangent. Click outside, again take the line command, take your cursor here. Now here it is not showing that tangent object snap, but it is showing center. So what we will have to do, we will have to turn off the center object snap. Click on center, so it will be turned off for auto selection. Then take your cursor to circle, it is now showing the tangent. Click there, again click enter. If you want to repeat the previous command, for that you will have to press enter. Now it is repeating the line command. Again you can click the point and create the lines. Just enter to repeat the command and enter to stop the line command. So in this way you can create tangent lines. And if you want to create lines from the quadrant of the circle, for that again here you will have to make quadrant on. Then take the line command, take the cursor to the quadrant, and you can create lines from quadrant also. Press enter. Then if you want to cancel the last command, then you will have to click here on undo. By clicking on this undo, you can cancel the last command. And if you want to bring back the object again, then you will have to click on this redo. But for redo, you will have to click it immediately without giving any other command. If after undo, if you do some work, then it will not redo it. The next is to create line in angle. For that, we will open one reference drawing, this angle concept. In AutoCAD, the angle is measured in this way. If you are moving your cursor in the right direction, then angle is 0. The vertical line angle is 90 degree and line on the left side is 180 degree. And same case is below. If you are going below, the angle is 90 degree. That means on the upper side 0 to 180 degree and on the below side also 0 to 180 degree. Suppose I want to create one line at 30 degree angle. Then you will have to specify the 30 degree angle during creation of this line. Suppose I want to create one line in this direction and the angle is 30 degree from this 90 degree. Then I will have to specify this total angle from the 0 and not only this 30 degree angle. If I specify the 30 degree angle, then it will create this line and it will not create this line. For creation of this line, you will have to specify this total angle of 120 degree. Same way, if you want to create one line in this direction and angle required is 30 degree from this 180 degree, then you will have to specify this total 150 degree angle and not this 30 degree. That means you always have to specify angle with respect to 0 as per your requirement. And same is the case for below angles. If you want to go in this direction, you will have to specify this 30 degree angle. Then if you want to go 30 degree ahead of this 90, then you will have to specify 120 degree angle. And if you want to go in this direction, you will have to specify 150 degree angle. So angle on both sides is same. Then direction of your line can be decided by your cursor movement. Suppose if I want to create one line from this point, and if you take your cursor above, then angle will be measured on the upper side, and if you take your cursor below, angle will be measured from bottom side. Suppose I want to create one line in this direction. For angle, at first you will have to specify the length of the line. Suppose length is 20. Then you will have to press tab on keyboard for specification of angle. So press tab. So it will take your cursor to angle. Then you will have to specify angle here. Suppose the angle required is 30 and press enter. So this line is created in this direction like this green line. Then suppose I want to create one line in this direction and I want angle of 30 degree from this vertical line. Then again at first you will have to specify the length. Length is 20, then press tab. Then as I want to create line at angle of 30 degree from this vertical line, I will have to specify this total angle. That total angle will be 120 degree. So specify here 120 degree, then it will go in this direction. And if you specify 30, then again it will go in the same direction. Then as you take your cursor below, it will measure the angle from the below side. Then again specify the length. Length is 20, then press tab, then specify the angle. Suppose again from this horizontal line, I want to come below by 30 degree. That means this angle will be 150 degree, that is 180 minus 30. Then give here 150 and press enter, then click on close. So in this way you can create line in AutoCAD using angle concept. Then if you want to save this drawing, then for that you will have to click here on save button, click on save. Then you will have to choose your desired location. I want to save in documents. Then give the desired name, suppose lecture 1. Then click on save. So that drawing will be saved by that name in that folder. And if you want to close this drawing, click on this X here. it will close that particular drawing. Then if you want to start new drawing, again click here and select the desired template so that it will start the new drawing. And if you want to see the previously created drawing, then we will have to click on this open button here. Click on open, then choose your drawing and click on open. So it will show the previously created drawing. And if you want to close the AutoCAD, you will have to click here on this X. Then it will close the AutoCAD. So that's all for now. Now in this tutorial, we will learn how to create drawing in imperial units, that is feet and inches, and we will also learn more basic commands. To create drawing in feet and inches, click here and select CAD.dwt. Click on it. Then give the units command. Type UN, enter. Then for feet and inches, you will have to select architectural or engineering. At first, we will see how to use engineering. Click on engineering. Then from here, you can choose the required precision. Then insertion scale will be inches, and I will keep this precision as it is. Then click on OK. Then we will create one line in feet and inches. Click on line. Give the first point. Take your cursor away. For straight line, click on polar tracking. Then suppose if I put a single number, then that value will be in inches. Suppose if I put here 20 and press enter, that means it will be considered as 20 inches. We can check it. Press enter to come out of the line. Then to check the length of this line, make quick properties on. Right now it is off. Click on it. It will become on. If in your case this quick properties button is not shown here, then you will have to click on these three lines customization, and you will have to click here. By clicking on it, you can make it visible or invisible. Click outside, then click on this line. Here it is showing that the length of the line is 1 feet and 8 inches, that is 20 inches. Press escape. Now we have tried the length by giving single number, and if you want to specify the length in feet and inches, then how to do that we will see. Click on line, give the first point, take your cursor away. For feet you will have to specify the number. Suppose I want the line of 2 feet, then you will have to put there single quotation mark which is near the enter button. Then you will have to specify the value in inches. Suppose I want 2 feet 6 inches, so just type the 6, and there is no need to give the symbol of inches because by default the length is in inches. Therefore just press enter and press enter. Click on this line. Here we can see that the length is 2 feet 6 inches. Press escape. So in this way you can create in feet and inches for engineering units. If you want to create in fractional units, then you will have to choose architectural units. Give the UN command, press enter, then click here and select architecture. Then you can specify your length in fractionals. From here you can choose the desired precision. Click on OK. Click on line. Give the first point, take your cursor away. Suppose now I want to create a line of 6.5 inches. Then how to specify that? Give 6, then give dash or negative sign, and then give 1 divided by 2. That is forward slash and 2. Then press enter and press enter. Click on the line. Here the length is 6.5 inches. Press escape. Same way if you want to specify length in feet also, feet and inches, then again click on line, give the first point, take your cursor away, then give the length in feet. Suppose I want it 2 feet, then suppose 6 and 1 by 4 inches. Then again give the dash, then give 1 forward slash 4. Then press enter, press enter. Click on it. Here is the length is now in 2 feet 6 and 1 by 4 inch. Press escape. So in this way you can create drawing in feet and inches. We'll just close this. No. and I will start drawing in metric. For metric, click on Arcade ISO. And suppose I have one line here. I want to create line parallel to this line. To create parallel line, you will have to use offset command. Here is the offset command. Keyboard shortcut for offset is O, enter. Click on offset. Then you will have to specify distance. What is the gap between two objects? Suppose gap is 500. Then press enter. Then select object to offset. I want to offset this object. Then take your cursor on the side where you want the offset. Suppose I want offset on this side, so take your cursor on this side. You will have to specify the point on side to offset. For that you will have to click. Now this offset is created at a distance of 500. Offset command is still running. Suppose if I again select this line, you can create offset at a distance of 500, or you can also change that value. Suppose now I want offset at a distance of 1000. So put there 1000 and press enter. Your offset is created at 1000 distance. Again select this line. Then if you want to offset multiple lines at a distance of 500, then you will have to click on this multiple option. Click on multiple. Take your cursor on the side where you want the offset and click, and you will have to keep on clicking. As many times you click, that many times it will create the offset. And if you want offset on this side, you can click on this side also. Then to stop the command, press enter. In this case, you will have to press enter 2 times. By first enter, it will come out of the multiple mode, and then by again pressing enter, it will come out of the offset command. Now we have created offset with some specified distance. Suppose I want to create offset by specifying a point. Then how to do that? That we will see. Suppose I will create one line from this point to this point. Press enter. Now I want to create offset by specifying a point. Suppose I want to create offset to this line passing through this point. And for that again click on offset. Then you will have to click on through. Then select the object to offset. Then you can specify the point. I want offset passing through this point. So just click on that point. So it will create offset passing through that point. And this through option is also useful for creating variable length offset. Suppose if I click on this line, as you take away your cursor, the length changes. Here you can specify your desired length. Suppose I want 200, enter. Again, suppose I want offset at different length, again take it away. Suppose I want it at 500, enter. Again, suppose from here I want it above at 300. So in this way you can use this through option to create variable distance offset also. Then if you want to create offset and erase the original line using which you have created offset, then for that click on offset. You will have to use this erase option. Click on erase, then click on yes, erase source object after offsetting, yes. Then specify the distance, suppose 500, enter. Then select object to offset. I want to offset this object. Then give the direction where you want to offset and click. So here you will see that the original line got erased and only offset line has been kept. Then press enter to stop the offset command. You can also use offset to create concentric circles. Click on circle, give the center point, give the radius. Then if I offset this circle, click on offset, then give the distance 200, enter. Then select object to offset. I will select this circle. If you take your cursor outside of the circle, then radius of circle will increase by that offset distance. And if you take your cursor inside the circle, then radius of the circle will decrease by that much distance. Then click inside. Now our erase option is on, therefore that outside circle got erased. So at first we will have to make that off so that it will not be erased. For that, press enter. You can repeat the last command by pressing enter. Press enter, click on erase, then select this no option. Then again give the distance 200, enter, select the circle, then take your cursor outside and click. If you click outside, the radius will increase by opposite distance. And if you click inside, radius will decrease by opposite distance. Press enter. So in this way you can use offset for creating concentric circles. Then I want to remove this arc above this line. If you want to remove some object or cut some object, then you will have to use trim command. Keyboard shortcut for trim is first two characters, that is TR. You will have to give TR, enter. Click on trim. Then for trim, at first you will have to select the reference edges. That means the edges with reference to which you want to cut the object. So I want to cut with respect to this line. So I will select this line, then press enter. Then select object to trim. I want to trim this circle. Click there, so that much circle will be trimmed. So now this line is selected. You can trim other objects also. And if you want to trim multiple object, then you will have to click in empty space and take your cursor on the left side. That means click on the right side and take your cursor on the left side. So whatever object has been crossed, those will be trimmed. Click there. So three lines and this circle has been trimmed. Then to stop the trim command, you will have to press enter. Then you can also define all object as a cutting edges. For that, click on trim. Then to define all object as a cutting edges, you will have to press enter. Just press enter. So all object will be defined as a cutting edges. Then you can remove any object. Just click on the object you want to remove. So that object will be trimmed. You can also use crossing window. Just click on the object you want to remove. So it will be removed. Suppose I want to remove this. And once crossing stops, then it will not be trimmed. Then if you want to remove this object, then you will have to use erase command. So in this way you can use select all option, press enter to stop the trim command. Then you can also use trim as a extend command. Suppose if I again click on trim, then I will press enter to define all object as a cutting edges. So now you can trim it. But suppose if I want to extend some object, then here is the option shift select to extend. That means you will have to press the shift button and click on the object you want to extend. In this way you can use trim as a extend also. So during trim, if you want to extend, you don't have to give extend command. You just press shift and click on the object you want to extend, and to stop the command press enter. So in this way you can use trim as a extend also. And if you want to give extend command directly, then you will have to click on this arrow here, and here is the extend command. And keyboard shortcut for extend is EX, enter. Click on extend. The process to use the extend is same as trim. That means at first you will have to define the object up to which you want to extend. Suppose I want to extend this line up to this line. So click on it, then press enter, then click on the object you want to extend. So that object will be extended up to that object. Press enter to stop the command. Extend, then select the boundary edges, then press enter, then click on the object you want to extend. Now in the case of extend also, you can use crossing windows for multiple object extend. Then press enter, again extend. You can define all the object as a boundary edges. For that again you will have to press enter. So all the object will be defined as a boundary edges. Press enter, then click on the object you want to extend. So it will be extend up to the next object. And you can also use extend as a trim. If you want to use extend as a trim, then the process is same. You will have to press shift and then click on the object you want to trim. So in this way you can use extend also as a trim. Then to come out of the extend command, press enter. Then suppose if you want to measure the length of this line, then for that take your cursor to utilities and take your cursor on this arrow and click on distance. Then click the first point and second point of that particular line. Click outside. So here it is showing the actual length of that line. Then it is showing length on the y-axis, that is vertical length of that line, and length on x-axis, that is the horizontal length of that line. And it is also showing angle from the x-axis. Then if you want to see the radius of the circle, click on radius, click on the circle. It will show the radius and diameter of that particular circle. And for angle, click on this angle, then select the two lines for which you want the angle. Here is the angle is shown as 73°. Again click on angle, zoom minus to show it completely, and click on the two lines. Suppose I will select this line and this line. So here it is showing the angle of 73°. Then if you want area of some portion, click on area. Suppose I want area of this portion, then click all the points forming that area and press enter. So it will show the area and perimeter of that particular shape. And if you want the area of the circle, then click on area. Now for circle there are no points to click. Then for circle you will have to use this object option. Click on object and click on the circle. So it will show the area and circumference of that particular circle. Then to come out of this measure command, you will have to click on exit. Then suppose if you want to calculate the area for the combination of arc and lines, then how to do that, we will see. Take your cursor to utilities, click on this arrow. From here also you can give directly the radius, angle and area command. I want to measure area, then give the first point. I want to measure area for this shape. It contains two lines and two arcs. So we will start with this line. I will give this first point, this second point. Then there is this arc entity. To specify the arc entity, click on this arc option here. Then I know the center of this circle, so I will choose this center option, specify the center of the circle. Then to reverse the direction of the arc, here it is showing hold control to switch direction. Just press and hold the control, so it will switch the direction. Then click this point, release the control. Then I want to specify this line. For that click on this line, then click this point, again click on arc. Then again I will choose this center option, give this point as a center. Then again press and hold control to change the direction and click on this point. Release the control and press enter. So now here it is showing the area and perimeter for this marked shape, the green shape. Then to come out of this command, click on exit. Now in this version of AutoCAD 2020, they have added one more option for measurement, that is quick. Click on this arrow. Here is the quick option. In quick option, you don't have to click anywhere. You just take your cursor to a portion. It will show all the parameters from that portion. So here you can view that it is showing all the angles and it is showing length of the surrounding lines. So just take your cursor to the area where you want to do the measurement. So there is no need to click there. You just take it there and hold it for some time. Now it is showing the length of two lines, angle and radius. So this is a quick way to do the measurement, but it is available only in the version 2020 and it is not available in old versions. Press escape to come out of the command. Then we have seen zoom and pan. For zoom, you will have to rotate your middle mouse button or wheel towards the monitor. So it will zoom plus. If you rotate wheel towards you, that will make it zoom minus. Then if you press the middle mouse button and drag the mouse, then it will be pan. And if you want to zoom extend, just double click the middle mouse button. It will zoom extend the drawing. Then there are some more commands. Now here navigation bar is not shown. To make it visible, click on view and click on navigation bar. So it will show the navigation bar. Click on home to come back to original menu. Then here some more zoom commands are there. Click on this arrow. There is zoom window. Click the first point, click the second point. So that much area will be zoomed. Then there is zoom previous. It will show the previous view. Then there is zoom real time. For that you will have to press first mouse button and drag the mouse. Then it will zoom plus and take your mouse above. So it will zoom plus, and if you take your mouse below by pressing the first mouse button, it will zoom minus. And if you want to switch to pan, just right click and click on pan. Then press the first mouse button and drag the mouse. So in this way you can pan it. Right click, zoom window is also there. Just press first mouse button and drag the mouse. So it will zoom that much window. Again right click, zoom extend. All the drawing will be shown in the single window. To come out, just right click and exit. You can give directly the pan command from here. Click on it, and from here you can pan it. Press first mouse button and drag the mouse. Right click and exit, then escape. That's all. In this tutorial we will learn layer concept. In draw commands we will learn ellipse and polygon, and in modify commands we will learn fillet and chamfer. Let's start with layers. Now in this drawing you can see that different line types has been used and different colors has been used. To create drawing like this, you will have to create different layers like this. So in this tutorial we will learn how to create these layers. We will start new drawing using ISO template or CAD ISO. To create new layers, here is the layer command, layer properties. The command name is layer and keyboard shortcut is LA, enter. Click on layer properties. By default, AutoCAD works on 0 layer. To create new layer, you will have to click here, click on new layer, then you will have to give proper name to the layer. You can use logic of line types, like you can give layer name as outline, center line, hidden line, or you can give name as per your thickness you are going to use, like thickness 0.5, thickness 0.3, like that. If you are creating some civil plan, you can give the name like wall, window, doors, and like that. So the name you specify here should be meaningful one. Suppose I will name it as continuous. Then from here you can specify the color for that layer. Click on it. From here you can choose your desired color. Then there are two more options for color selection. First is this true color. So by clicking here you can choose your desired color, and using this scroll you can make it faint or dark. And some ready-made color books has also been given here. By clicking on this you can choose your desired color shade. I will choose the color using this index color. Suppose for outline I want to give this color. Click on OK. Then right now for this continuous layer, I want to keep this continuous line type as it is. Therefore I will not change it. and from here you can specify your line width. Click on it. Suppose I want to give line width of 0.35. Okay, then again click on new layer. I want one layer for hidden lines, so I will give name as hidden. Then choose the color. Suppose I want this color. Okay, then here I want hidden line type, so click on this continuous. Right now hidden line type is not available here. You will have to click here on the load, then scroll it down, and here is the hidden line type. So there are three types of hidden lines: one with larger size, that is 2x, one is medium size, and one is smaller size. Suppose I want to use this medium size hidden line type, and click on OK. Then again select here hidden and click on OK. Now our hidden layer have hidden line type, and I don't want any thickness, so click here and click on default. OK. Then I want to create one more line type, that is center. For that again click on new layer, then give the name as center, then choose the color. OK. Then here line type required is center. Click on hidden, click on load, then scroll it down, and here is the center. OK. Again select center and OK. Now 0 is the AutoCAD default layer, and we have created three more layers. If you make any mistake during typing name of the layer, you can change it. Just select that name, and again after some gap again click there. So it will go in the editing mode, and from here you can make any changes you want. And once you have edited the name, click outside, so that name will be changed. And if you don't want any layer, you can delete it also. Just select the layer and click on delete layer. But the layer you want to delete should be empty. That means no object should be created using that particular layer. If you have created any object on that layer, then you will have to change the layer of those object, and you will have to make that particular layer empty. Then only you can delete it. Then from here you can set a particular layer current before closing this dialog box. Suppose I want to work on center layer, so just click here. So this layer has been set as a current layer. Here also you can view that center layer is now current. Then you can close this dialog box. Click on close. Now my center layer is current. If you forgot to change your current layer, you can always change the current layer from here and choose your desired layer as a current layer. Suppose I will choose this center. Then I will create one object on it. I will create one line. Click on line. Give the first point. Make ortho on for straight line. Give the second point. Press enter. Then I will create one more horizontal line. Press enter. I will track the midpoint. Enter. Now we have created this line on center layer, but center line is not properly visible. If we zoom it, we can view that center line is created. But when we zoom fit, it is not shown. To make this gap larger, you will have to give LTS command, line type scale. Type LTS, press enter, then increase the scale. If you want to increase the gap, you will have to increase the scale, and if you want to reduce the size or gap, then you will have to reduce the scale. Suppose I will make the scale of 5, enter. Now the center line is properly visible. Then suppose I want to create one more circle in center. Click on circle, give the center point, give the second point. Then I want to create circles on hidden layer. For that click here and make hidden layer current. Then create your object. I want to create circle. Then I want to array it. I will polar array it. Enter. Give the center point. And OK. So in this way object is created on hidden layer. Same way I want to create object on outline layer or continuous layer. So click here and make this continuous layer current. Then create one object on it, enter. I will create one more object. So in this way you can create different object on different layers. And we have given the thickness. If you want to view that thickness, you will have to click on the line weight button. So by default line weight button is not displayed. To make it visible, you will have to click on these three lines customization and click here on the line weight. So it will show the line weight button, then click on it. Once you make it on, then line weight will be shown on the screen. And if you make it off, it will be cancelled. So it will show the object in regular thickness. So in this way you can view the line weight. And after creation, if you want to change the layer, then for that you will have to select those objects for which you want to use different layer. So I will select these two circles, and from here you can choose the your desired layer. Suppose I want the layer to be center, and press escape. So in this way, after creation also you can change the layer. You can also use match properties for changing the layers or matching the layer. Suppose I want this circle in hidden line type. So for that, take your cursor to properties and click on match properties. Then select source object. So I want to make layer like this circle that is hidden. Click on that circle. Then select destination object. So I want to apply hidden layer to this object and press escape. So in this way also you can change the layer. Suppose again I will make these two circles continuous. Select the circle, click here and click on continuous and press escape. Then there are some more facilities in layer. Click here. Now here you can watch that there are three symbols. First is turn a layer on and off, freeze or thaw, and lock or unlock. Suppose I don't want to see the center lines, then you can make that layer off. Click on this bulb sign, so it will turn that particular layer off. Now here center lines are not visible. To make them visible again, click here and click on the bulb sign, so it will make it visible. Same way you can make any layer freeze or thaw. If you click on it, it will be again made invisible. But the benefit of freeze or thaw is that those objects will not be considered in regeneration. If you have very large drawing, then in place of turning it off, you should always use this freeze so that those will not be used in regeneration and your drawing will work faster. And by again clicking on it, you can make it thaw or visible. Same way you can lock some layer. Suppose if I lock this hidden layer here, then on lock layer no modify commands work. Suppose if I say erase and select all the object and press enter, so all the objects are erased, but the object those were on the lock layer are not erased. By locking a layer, you can prevent accidental modification. If you want to take some drawing for reference, you can lock that and work on that particular drawing. So to bring it back, I will just undo it, undo, and from here I will make this hidden layer unlock. So in this way, you can use layer commands. Then next, we will see ellipse command. Here is the ellipse command. Keyboard shortcut for ellipse is EL, enter. Click on ellipse. Then you will have to specify center of ellipse. Suppose I want to create ellipse here. Click there. Then take your cursor away. If you want to specify the axis of ellipse as straight, then you will have to make ortho mode on. And if you want to create inclined ellipse, then you will have to make it off. Suppose I want to make it straight, so I will keep it as it is. Then give the direction which radius you want to specify. Suppose I want to specify horizontal radius, take your cursor away and give the radius. Suppose radius is 700, enter. Then he's asking for specify distance to other axis. Here you will have to specify other radius. Suppose I want other radius to be 900, enter. So here vertical ellipse is created. Again click on ellipse, give the center point. Suppose I want to create inclined ellipse, then I will make this ortho off, then I will take my cursor away, then I will specify the length of the axis. Suppose axis is 600. Then to specify the angle you will have to press tab on keyboard. Press tab, then specify the angle for the ellipse. Suppose I want it to be 45 degree. Then press enter, then specify the radius of other axis. Suppose I want radius to be 1000. Enter. Same way you can create horizontal ellipse. Ellipse, give the center point, make ortho on, take your cursor away, give the radius of 1200, enter, and give the vertical radius 600. Remember that these parameters is the radius, that means from center to one quadrant will be 1200. That means total length or major axis will be 2400 and minor axis will be double of 600, that is 1200. So in this way you can use the ellipse command. Then next is polygon. For polygon, click on this arrow near the rectangle command, and here is the polygon command. Keyboard shortcut for polygon is POL, first three characters. Click on it. Then you will have to specify number of sides. Suppose I want to create a polygon of 6 sides, type 6, enter. Then specify center of polygon. Suppose I want to create polygon here, so I will click there. Then you will have to choose whether you want inscribe or circumscribe polygon. So how to decide what is our requirement or when to use which, that we will see. I will just press escape. And here is the polygon. So polygon dimensions can be specified in three ways. You can specify distance between two parallel surfaces, that is face to face, or you can define distance between two opposite corners, that is corner to corner, or you can directly specify the length of any one edge. In these three ways, a dimension can be given for polygon. So any one dimension will work. If the dimension given is face to face, then you will have to use circumscribed method. And if the dimension given is corner to corner, then you will have to use inscribe method. And for the edge length, edge method needs to be used. So in this way you can decide which method to be used based on the dimensions. I will create one polygon, click on polygon. When you use some command, it comes on the top automatically. If we click on this arrow, we can see that polygon is the second command and rectangle is first command. But we have clicked there previously, therefore it came on the top automatically. So click on polygon. Then specify number of sides. Suppose I will give you 6 here. Press enter. Then specify center of polygon. Then suppose I want to create polygon by inscribe in circle method. Click on it. Then take your cursor away. Make this ortho off so that it will show the message near the cursor. If message is not shown near the cursor, then you will have to see in this command line. Then specify the radius of the circle. If you observe it closely, the radius is specified from the center of the polygon to the one of the corner of the polygon. Then give the radius. Suppose radius is 800. Enter. So here this 800 distance is given from center of the polygon to the one of the corner of the polygon. That means this total length will be double, that is 1600. Again click on polygon, then specify number of sides. Again I will give 6, enter. Then give the center point. Then next is circumscribed about circle. Click on it. Here you can observe that radius is specified from the center of the polygon up to the midpoint of your edge. Then specify the distance. I will give here 600, enter. So this 600 will be from the center of the polygon to the midpoint of any of the edge. That means total distance between two parallel lines will be double, that is 1200. Then again polygon, we will type it POL, enter. Then number of sides, I want to create polygon of 5 sides, enter. Then if you want to create polygon using edge method, then don't specify the center point. If you specify the center point, then it will go for inscribed and circumscribed. In place of specifying the center point, you will have to click on this edge option here. Click on edge, then specify first endpoint of edge. I will specify here, click there, then take your cursor away. To create a straight line, make ortho mode on. Then take it away, then specify the length of the edge. Suppose I will give here 900, enter. So this length of one edge will be 900, or length of every edge will be 900. Then you can use polygon command for the creation of square and triangle also. Suppose I want to create a square, then I will click on the polygon, then give the number of sides as 4, enter. Then click on edge, then specify the first endpoint, take your cursor away and give the length of the edge. I will give 800, enter. So here a square of 800 length is created. Same way you can also create triangle. Click on polygon, then specify number of sides as 3, enter. Then again click on edge, give the first point, take your cursor away, give the length of the triangle. I will give 700. So here triangle of 700 edge length is created. So in this way you can use polygon. Then next is fillet. Here is the fillet command. Fillet is used to create arc between two lines or two objects. You can create arc between two circles also. So click on fillet, then select first object. Suppose I want to create arc between these two lines. So I will select this line as a first line or first object. Then you will have to specify radius. To specify radius, click on radius here. Then give the radius. Suppose I want radius of 200. Enter. Then select second object. So in this way it will create arc between two lines. Again click on fillet, and keyboard shortcut for fillet is F, enter. Click on fillet. Then there is one option called polyline. So using polyline option, you can create fillet at all the corners of the polyline. As we have created this square, or we have created this triangle using polygon command. So whatever object is created by polygon command is in polyline. So we will use this polyline option on this triangle. Click on polyline, then select this polyline. We have set the radius of 200. So because of that 200 distance, actually it is creating a circle. So what we will do, we will reduce the radius. Click on radius and we will make it 50, enter. Then take your cursor to this polyline. So here you can see that it has created fillet at all the corners. So if you have polyline object, you don't have to use polyline multiple times. You just choose the polyline option and click on the object. So it will create a fillet for all the corners. Again fillet. Then using undo, you can cancel any fillet you have created. Then radius, you can also set radius before selecting first object. Then there is this trim option. Now here you can observe that the extra lines has been removed. So those are removed because trim option is on. If you want to keep those lines, then click on trim, click outside and click on no trim. So it will not trim the lines. So I will select this line and this line. So here you can observe that the lines has been kept as it is and fillet is also created. Again give F, enter. I will cancel this trim option. I will select this trim, so it will trim the lines. Then there is one more option is multiple. If you want to fillet with the same radius for multiple objects, then you don't have to give fillet again and again. You can choose this multiple option. Click on multiple and we will change the radius also. Suppose I will set the radius of 200. Enter. Then you can select the object. Click on first object, second object. Suppose here also I want to create some fillet. So it will not stop until you press the enter, and you can create fillet with same radius as many times as you want. And to stop the fillet you will have to press enter. So in this way you can use multiple options. Then fillet is also useful to create the corners or extend the line automatically. Suppose if I have some object, now I have this object. Suppose I want to trim these two lines and create a corner here. So for that you can use fillet. Click on fillet, then select first object. Then if you take your cursor to the second object, it will create the fillet. But I don't want to create fillet, but I just want to create a corner. So what you will have to do for creation of corner, just press shift and click. So it will create the corner and it will not create the fillet. Now here two lines has been trimmed. Same way it will extend also. Suppose again I will give fillet and I will choose this multiple option so that I don't have to give fillet again and again. Fillet, then select this line, press shift and click. So in this case this line has been extended also and trim also, and the corner has been created. So in this way by pressing the shift you can create corners. So in this way you can use fillet command. And in the set of fillet there is one more command. Click on this arrow, which is chamfer. And keyboard shortcut for chamfer is CHA enter, that is first three characters. Click on chamfer. Then most of the options are same as we have seen in fillet. So undo or polyline, trim and multiple, those are the same as we have seen in fillet command. Then for a chamfer select first line. Then here you can specify angle or distance. Suppose I want to specify distance, click on distance. Then specify first chamfer distance. That means chamfer distance on this first selected line. Suppose I want it to be 200. Enter. Then specify chamfer distance on second object. So you can keep the same and you can directly place here enter, or you can give different also. Suppose I want to keep it same, I will press enter, then select the second object. So here chamfer is created. Again I will give chamfer CHA enter. And if you don't want to trim the lines, then you can set that option by clicking on this trim here. And you can also specify the angle. Click on angle here. Then at first you will have to define the chamfer length on the first line. Suppose it is 300. Enter. Then you will have to specify angle from that distance. Suppose I want angle of 30°. Enter. Then select first line. So that 300 distance will be on this first line. And from here it will create angle of 30° with this second object. And polyline option is same, just we will try it. Suppose here chamfer, click on polyline, and now that angle is creating problem, we will choose this distance option and set the distance of 100. Enter. Then other chamfer distance is 100 and select this object. So here chamfer is created. So in this way you can use chamfer command. So that's all. In this tutorial we are going to learn all the options from the circle command. Then we will learn about hatch, then mirror and object snap tracking. If you are interested in previous tutorials from this series, then link to complete playlist is given in the description. Click on the arrow below the circle command We have already seen how to create circle using center radius method. Then next is center diameter. Click on it. In this, at first you will have to give the center point for the circle. Click center point, then take your cursor away. Then you will have to specify diameter of your circle. Suppose diameter is 400, enter. So it will create circle of 400 diameter. Then next is 2-point circle. Suppose I will create one object. Suppose I have this line and one more line. Suppose I want to create one circle passing through these 2 points. Then click here and click on 2-point option. Then click first point. First point will be end point of this line. Click there. Then click on this end point. Same way, suppose I want to create circle passing through these 2 points. Again click here, select 2 point, click on this end point and this end point. So in this way you can create circle passing through 2 points. Then next is 3-point. Suppose I will create one triangle using polygon command. I will give number of sides as 3, enter. Then I will use this edge method. Then specify first endpoint, take your cursor away and click. Suppose I want to create a circle passing through 3 midpoints of this triangle. For that, click here and click on 3-point. Then first point will be the midpoint of this line. Click there and click here and click here. So in this way it has created circle passing through these 3 points. Same way you can create circle passing through these 3 points. The command you have used comes automatically on the top. If you want to use that command again, then there is no need to click on this arrow. You can directly select that command from here. Click on 3-point and select these 3 endpoints. So in this way you can use 3-point circle. And next is tan radius. Using tan radius you can create circle tangent to two objects. Those two objects can be either two lines, two circle, or one line and one circle. Click on it. Then suppose I want to create circle tangent to this circle. Click on this circle and tangent to this line. Click on it. Then you will have to specify the radius. Suppose radius is 400. Enter. So here it has created a circle tangent to this circle and this line. Same way you can create circle tangent to two circles also. Click on tan radius, then click on this circle and this circle. Then give the radius. I will keep 400 as it is, press enter. So in this way it has created circle tangent to this circle. Now it has created circle tangent in this way. Suppose I want tangent circle from outside like this. Then for that you will have to specify tangent point in that particular areas. Again click on tan radius. Then if we create circle from outside, then that circle will roughly touch in this area. So click one point in this area and other point in this area. Then specify the radius. Suppose radius is 1200, enter. So here it has created circle from outside. So in this way you can use tan radius command. Then next is tan. This will create circle touching three objects. Those can be three lines, three circles, or mix of them. Click on tan. Then suppose I want to create one circle tangent to this circle. Click on it, this line and this line. So it has created circle touching these three objects. Same way, suppose I want to create circle tangent to these three circles. Click on 10, 10, 10. Then click on this circle and this circle. So in this way you can use different options from circle command. Then next is mirror command. Suppose I want to mirror this object on the opposite side, on this side. And for that, click on mirror. Keyboard shortcut for mirror is MI enter. Click on mirror. Then select object you want to mirror. I want to mirror all these objects and press enter. Then specify first point of mirror line. So I want to mirror it around this line. Therefore take first point of this line. So I will take this intersection point and this intersection point. Then specify whether you want to erase source object. So here I don't want to erase the source object. If you click on yes, the previously selected objects will be erased. I don't want to do that. Therefore I will click on no. So in this way this object has been mirrored around this line. We will try one more time. Click on mirror. Then select object you want to mirror. Enter. Then suppose I want to mirror around this line. So I will give here first point. Then take your cursor below. Then if you want mirror line to be straight, then you will have to keep this ortho mode on. Then give the second point. And again I don't want to erase the source object. I will click on no. We will also see what happens if we erase the source object. Suppose again I will click on mirror. Then I will select this circle and this circle. Enter. And I will give this endpoint as a first point of mirror line. I will take my cursor above to specify second point, and for erase source objects I will click on yes. So it has erased the original object and it has kept mirrored objects. So in this way you can use mirror command. Next command is hatch. Keyboard shortcut for hatch is H enter. Hatch is useful to create hatching lines. If you create any section, click here. Then at first click here and select your desired hatch pattern. They have provided this NC hatch patterns. Then hatch patterns starting with AR are the architectural hatch patterns. In architectural, there are bricks patterns, then concrete, then sand. If you scroll down, there are different patterns has been given. Then there is gravel. So at first I will choose this NC34. Then take your cursor inside the object where you want to place the hatch. Click there. Now here it has created this hatch pattern. If you want to increase the gap between these lines, then for that you will have to increase this scale, hatch pattern scale. Click there and increase it. I will make it 5, then press enter. So here the gap between lines is increased. So hatch command is still running. You can click inside as many objects as you want. Only ensure that all the object is visible. If some object is not visible, then it will not create the hatch. If I try to click here, now it is not showing the preview. So in that case, you will have to zoom minus and ensure that complete object is visible. Then click there. Then only it will create the hatch. And if you want to reduce the gap, then you will have to reduce scale. Suppose if I make it 2, so gap will reduce. Suppose I will keep the 5 value, enter. Then if you want to change the angle of the lines, here you can specify the desired angle. Now this angle is considered as 0. Suppose I want to make it vertical, then here you will have to specify angle of 45 and enter. So after specifying 45 degree, it will make it vertical. And if you want to make it opposite, then here you will have to give the angle of 90, enter. Then it will create opposite hatch. Then if you want to change the color, then click here, and from here you can choose your desired color. And if you apply some background color, then from here you can choose the background color. If you are not happy with the layout of the lines, you can set origin also. Click on it, and suppose I will give origin here. So here you can view that the lines are shifted. So just click on set origin and give the origin. So in that way you can shift the pattern also. Once all your settings are done, then click on close hatch creation. So that hatch will be created. And if you want to edit this hatch, or if you want to edit existing hatch, then take your cursor on the hatch. Once it gets highlighted, then click on it. So it will bring this hatch editor again. Then you can make any changes you want. Suppose I want to change the hatch pattern to this one. So as per that, it has been updated. Suppose I want larger scale, I will make it 20. Once you have done all the changes, just click on this tick. So it will update your hatch. Then if you want to give hatch of single color, then for that again click on hatch, then click here, scroll it up, and click on this solid if you want to fill the single color. Click on solid, then click the area where you want to create the hatch, and from here you can change the color. Suppose I want to create it inside all these objects. And if you want to create hatch by selecting object, then for that you will have to click on this select boundary objects. Click on it and select the object inside which you want to create the hatch. Now after selecting this circle, it has changed the hatch area. Now you can control your hatch area by clicking on these options here. Right now here outer island detection is selected, therefore it has created hatch for the outer objects. Same way, if you click on this arrow, if you select this normal island detection, then in this case it will not make any changes. But if you are inside loops, then it will give hash to alternate loops. And if you don't want to consider any objects, then click on this ignore island detection. So it will hash all the objects. Then click on OK. So in this way here hatch is created. And if you want to bring hatch ahead of these objects, then click on this hatch, then right click on it, then click on this draw order and click on bring to front. So all the objects will go behind your hatch. And if you want to make your hatch transparent, then click on this created hatch, and from here you can select your transparency. As you make it transparent, the objects below the hatch are visible. Click on OK. So in this way you can make your hatch transparent also. Same way, if you want, you can give gradient hatch also. For gradient hatch, click on this arrow and click on this gradient. Then right now our select object is on, so I will select this object. Then from here you can select the layout for your gradient, and from here you can choose your desired colors. Then from here different patterns are available for the gradient. You can choose your desired pattern and click on OK. And if you want to match two hatches, suppose here I want this hatch, then you can use match properties. Take your cursor to properties and click on match properties. Then select source object, I will select this hatch. Then for destination objects, I will select this hatch and press enter. So in this way you can match hatches using match properties. And these hatches has been created as associative. If you click on this hatch, you can see here associative option, it is on by default. Therefore, whatever hatches you create, those are associative. Now what happens because of this associative? Press escape. If you change the shape, as per that your hatch pattern will also change. If I click on this triangle, click on this grip and take it above, so as per that your hatch is updated. So that is associative. Press escape. Now here I have created this hatch using single hatch command. Therefore this complete hatch is connected and single. Suppose if I want to change this hatch and keep this hatch as it is, then I will have to separate hatches. To separate this hatch, click on options and click on separate hatches. So each hatch will be individual. Then click on OK. Now here you can select this hatch and you can change its pattern. Suppose I want here honey. Now it is not visible. I will have to increase the scale. I will make it 10, enter. And you can change the background color or object color and click on OK. So in this way you can use hatch command. Then next is object snap tracking. Now object snap tracking is useful to locate points with reference to other points. Suppose here I will create one rectangle. Now in this rectangle I want to create circle at the center of this rectangle. Then normally what I have to do, I have to create one line from midpoint of this line to this line, and then at the midpoint of that line I have to create the circle. But using object snap tracking you can locate this center point without creating any reference objects. Now for object snap tracking you will have to keep this object snap tracking on. When it is on, it is visible in blue color, and you will also have to keep this object snap on. Then click on this arrow and you will have to tick the object snap which you want to use for tracking. So if you have all this setting perfectly done, then it will work properly. If any one of them is turned off, then it will not work. Click on circle. Now this center point will be in the line of this midpoint and this midpoint. So take your cursor to this midpoint. Don't click there. Hold it for some time and take it away. You can see that there is green plus sign is created. So it is ready for tracking. Then take your cursor to this midpoint. Hold it for some time. Take it away. So both the points are marked for tracking. Then take your cursor in the center, so it will locate the center point. Click there and give the radius. So in this way we can locate the point using other reference points. So this object snap tracking is also very useful to create projected views. Suppose this is a top view and using this top view I want to create front view. Then how to create that? Click on line, then take your cursor to this endpoint and take it away and click. Now length of this line will be same as length of this line. Take your cursor to this endpoint, take it above and click. Then take it above, give the length, enter. Then again take your cursor to this endpoint, take it above and click. Click on this endpoint, enter. Then press enter to repeat the last command. Then this portion, take your cursor to this quadrant, take it above, click on this intersection point, take it above, give the height. Then again take your cursor to this quadrant, take it above, click, and now if you click here it will connect it to midpoint. So what you can do, you can take your cursor to this midpoint and take your cursor, just zoom it, take your cursor to this midpoint and take your cursor on this side. Now it is tracking that midpoint. Click there and press enter. So in this way you can use object snap tracking for creating projected views. So that's all. In this tutorial we are going to learn dimension. If you are interested in previous set of tutorials, link to complete playlist is given in the description. This dimension command contains all these commands. That means any one of these commands you can directly give from this single command. Therefore, this command is faster to use. And if you want to learn how to use these individual commands, then link to that tutorial is also given in the description. This dimension command is added in AutoCAD 2016. If you are having version lesser than 2016, then this command may not be there. Click on dimension, then zoom here. You can use this command in two ways. You can directly select the object, or you can specify first extension line origin. But to use this command more effectively, using select object is recommended, because by using the option to specify first extension line origin will only create horizontal, vertical or aligned dimension and will not create other type of dimensions. Take your cursor on the object to which you want to give dimension, and it is recommended that when taking your cursor on the object, don't take it on any object snap, otherwise it will not select that object. You take it in the space where there is no possibility of any object snap. Then click on the object, then take your cursor below and click. So here this dimension is created. Zoom minus. Now this dimension is very small. To increase the size of this dimension, you will have to click on annotation. Then click on dimension style. Keyboard shortcut for dimension style is D, enter. Click on it. Click on modify. Click on fit. Then you will have to increase this scale here. Use overall scale off. I will make it 5. OK. Close. Now this dimension is properly visible. Again, we will give next set of dimensions. Click on dimension. Take your cursor on the object. Click. Take it outside and click. Then again we will give dimension for this inclined line. Click on it. Now here you can see that it is showing vertical or horizontal dimension and it is not showing aligned dimension. Now this is happening because ortho mode is on. So when you want to give aligned dimension, at that time you will have to make ortho off. Click on it. Now here it is showing aligned dimension. Click. Then take your cursor on this circle. If you take your cursor on circle, then it will show diameter dimension. And if you take your cursor on the arc, then it will show radius dimension. Suppose I will take my cursor on the circle. Then if you take it inside, then it will give dimension in this way. And if you take it slightly outside, then it will give dimension in this way. So I want to give in this way. So I will click here. Then give the position for the dimension. Click. Then I will take my cursor on this circle, then click. And if you don't want diameter and if you want to show the radius, then you will have to click on radius here. Click on this radius option, take your cursor above and click. Same way, if you want to specify jogged radius, then take your cursor on the arc. Then here jogged option is shown. You can select this option by typing the blue letter in that option. So in jogged, J is blue, so you can type J, or you can also press down arrow key and select the option. Suppose we will press down arrow key and from here we will select the option. Click on jogged, then take your cursor on the arc and click on it. Then you will have to specify center location override. So this jogged is useful when center point of your arc is too far from arc and it is going outside your drawing sheet. So I will specify my override location here, then specify dimension line location. So while specifying dimension line location, you can control the size of the jog. Suppose I want jog size to be this much, so I will click there. Then you will have to specify jog location, take your cursor below and click. And if you want to specify the arc length, then take your cursor on the arc, then again press down arrow key and click on arc length. Then take your cursor on the arc, click there, take it above and click. Then if you want to give angle between two lines, then click on first line, click on second line. Then specify the position of your angle dimension. Suppose I want on this side, so click there. In this way you can add angular dimension. Then if you want to give dimension in one line, then at first you will have to specify one dimension. You will specify this dimension, click on line, take your cursor above and click. Then to give dimension in one line, you will have to choose this continue option. Click on continue. Then specify first extension line origin to continue. So if you click on this side, then you can create continue dimension on this side. And if you click on this side, then you can create continue dimension on this side. So I want to create continue dimension on this side. Therefore I will click here. Click. Then take your cursor on this side and specify second extension line origin. So I will click on this endpoint and this endpoint. Then to stop continue option, you will have to press enter 2 times, 1 and 2. Then you will come out of the continue option. Then if you want to specify dimension from one line, then you will have to use this baseline option. Click on baseline. Then again specify first extension line origin as baseline. If you want to specify dimension from this extension line, then you will have to click on this side. And if you want to specify dimension from this extension line, then you will have to click on this side. So I want to specify from this extension line, therefore I will click here. Then specify second extension line origin, so click here and here. Then press enter 2 times to come out of the baseline option, 1, 2. Now these dimensions are very close. To distribute them properly, you can use the distribute option. Click on distribute. Then specify method to distribute dimension. Click on offset. Then again click on offset. Then specify the gap. I will specify gap of 5. Enter. Then select base dimension. I will choose this one. Then select dimension to distribute. I will choose these 2 dimensions. Press enter. So here placed properly. Then next is this align option. For this we will erase this dimension and we will shift this dimension. If after giving dimension, if you want to change the position of the dimension, then for that you will have to click on it. Then click on this blue grip and take your cursor wherever you want it and click. So in this way you can change the location of the dimension after placement also. And if you want to take it outside, click on this blue grip, take it outside and click. So in this way you can position them as per your requirement. And if you want to cancel these updations, just take your cursor on this blue grip and click on this reset text position. So it will again bring back to original position. Then press escape. Then to align this dimension, click on dimension, then click on align, then select base dimension. I will choose this one. Then select dimensions to align. I will choose these 2 dimensions. Then press enter. So all these dimensions has been aligned. Then next is this ordinate option. Click on ordinate. Then I want to give ordinate dimension for this point. Click on this point. Then if you move your cursor in horizontal direction, then it will give Y position. And if you move your cursor in vertical direction, then it will give X coordinate position. Click. Same way I will specify here Y positions. take your cursor outside, drag that point and click, and I will place some dimensions here also, then press enter. So in this way you can add ordinate dimension. Press escape. So these ordinate dimensions are actually the location of x and y coordinate. Take your cursor on this point, and here you can watch that the coordinate location is 3195, or just I will shift it to a more accurate position. So here it is, x is 3194 and y is 1307, and 0 position for this ordinate is here, origin point. And suppose if you want to change the 0 position for this ordinate dimensions, then select these dimensions, then click on this blue grip, then click where you want to specify your 0 position. Suppose I want to specify this endpoint as a 0 position, just click there and press escape. So here you can see that your ordinate dimensions has been updated as per this 0 position. So in this way you can specify your dimensions using this dimension command. Then you can give these dimensions using these individual commands also. The procedure to give these individual commands is same as we have seen in dimension. Only you have to select that particular command and give the input as we have seen in this dimension command. Press escape. Then if you want to give arrow with text, then you will have to use leader command. Click on leader, then specify leader arrowhead location. I will click on this midpoint, take your cursor away and click. Then type your text. Suppose I will type leader trial, click outside. Now this text and arrow is smaller. To increase the size of this leader, click on annotation, click on multi-leader style, then click on modify, then click on leader structure, then specify scale. Here you will have to increase the scale. We will make this scale as 5. Okay, close. Now the scale for this dimension and this leader is same, but still the multi-leader size is larger because maybe their text size and arrow size is higher. So what we will do, we will check the size for these dimensions and we will update the size of leader as per that. To check the size of dimension, click on annotation, click on multi-leader style. If this style override gets added, you will have to delete it because it creates problem later on. Just right click and delete. Yes. Then click on modify. Then click on text. So here text height is 2.5. Click on symbols and arrows, and arrow size is 2.5. Click on cancel, close. Then click on annotation, click on multi-leader style, click on modify, then click on leader format, and here make the arrowhead size as 2.5. Click on content and make the text height 2.5. Okay, close. Now here these sizes are matching. Then to make the settings of your dimension, you will have to use dimension style command. So for that, click here on annotation, click on dimension style. Keyboard shortcut for dimension style is D, enter. Click on it, then click on modify. Now dimension is made of 4 elements. First is dimension text, then arrow, then line with arrow is called as dimension line, and these vertical lines are called as extension lines. We can make setting for each element. Here now setting is for lines, dimension lines. From here you can choose different color for dimension line. You can choose different line type. You can assign line weight. Then if you don't want to see any dimension line, just tick here, suppress dimension line 1. That particular dimension line will be made invisible. Same way you can suppress dimension line 2. So in this way no dimension line is visible. If you want to show them back, again click here, so it will be visible. Then here is the setting for extension lines. These are the lines on the sides. From here you can assign color for extension line. Then from here you can control extend beyond dim lines. That means how much should be the length above the dimension line. That length is called as extend beyond dimension lines. So this length you can specify here. Suppose we will increase it, we will make it 3, so it will be visible properly. Click below. So here you can see that this length has been increased. Same way here you can specify offset from origin. So this offset from origin is the gap between the object and the start point of the extension line. So this gap is called as offset from origin. We will increase it also. Suppose we will make it 1.5. Click outside. So here this gap is increased. And if you want extension lines of fixed length, then tick here, fixed length extension lines. So the length of all the extension lines will be same. Then here you can specify the length. So this length will be this length. So this distance will be below the dimension line. So this dimension you can specify here. So above length you can specify here, and below length you can specify here. Suppose I don't want this option, I will remove this tick. Then if you want to suppress extension lines, from here you can suppress them. Extension line 1. So here it is not showing extension line 1. Same way you can suppress extension line 2. So here extension lines are not visible. Again click here to bring them back. Then click on symbols and arrows. So normally close filled arrows are selected by default. Click here. You can choose architectural tick. So it will show like this. If you choose architectural tick, then in lines section you can specify this extend beyond ticks. Suppose I will specify here 4, enter. So here you can see that this dimensions line has came out from this extension line. So this dimension you can specify here. This is only applicable for architectural ticks. Click again on these symbols and arrows. You can also specify dots, or you can specify square filled box. You can specify different on each side for first arrow and second arrow, or you can specify both same. So normally close filled arrow is used. Then from here you can specify arrow size. Then click on text. Then from here you can choose your text style. And if you want to make any changes to text style, click here on this 3 dot button. It will bring this text style, and from here you can make changes to your text style, and from here you can make changes to your font. And never change this height, always keep this height 0, because we are changing the height from this dimension style. If you change height here, then it will create problems. Click on cancel. Then from here you can choose text color. Then here you can specify text height. Then text placement, vertical. Right now it is above, therefore it is showing dimension above the dimension line. If you click here and click on center, then dimension text will be shown between the arrows in the center. And by clicking on this below, you can also show dimension text below the dimension line. I will keep here above. Then if you want to show your dimension text horizontal, then click here, all the dimension text will be horizontal. And if you want to align as per the dimension line, then click here on aligned with dimension line, so it will be aligned with dimension lines. And if you want to show this dimension horizontal, then you will have to choose this ISO option. Then it will show this radius dimension or dimension which are outside the extension lines, those will be made horizontal. Then this offset from dim line is this gap between the dimension text and the dimension line, that is called as offset from dim line. Then fit, from here you can increase the scale, this will control the size of your dimension. Then if you don't want to show this internal line, then tick here, it will not show this internal line. And again, to bring it back, again tick here, it will show it. Then primary units, if you want to show dimension in feet and inches, you will have to choose engineering or architectural. Suppose we will choose here engineering, so here it is showing dimension in feet and inches. And for architectural also, it will show in feet and inches. Click on decimal. Then from here you can control your precision. Suppose if you want 4-digit precision, so it will show 4 digits. If you want 2 digit or 0, so as per that it will show the precision. Suppose I will keep here 2 digits. Then decimal separator, now it is using comma. Click here, and you can use period also. Then from here you can control unit for angles and angle precision. If you don't want to show these zeros after the decimal point, then you can suppress them here. Click on this trailing, so it will suppress zeros after the decimal points. And if you click on leading, it will suppress the zeros before the decimal points. Then alternate units, if you want to show two units in single dimension, then you will have to tick here. Then from here you will have to choose other unit. Suppose I want to show mm and inches, so click on this engineering. Now it is showing mm and inches. And here you will have to give multiplier for alternate units. So using this multiplying factor, it will create value for the second unit. So here this value is correct for inches. I don't want to show this here. I will remove this tick. So in this way you can make settings for your dimensions. Click on OK. Click on close. So as per our settings, the dimensions has been updated. If you want to change the dimension text, just double click on it and type the text. Suppose I want to write here 2 holes 20 dia. So from here you can choose the symbol and delete this other dimension, click outside. So in this way you can edit the dimension text. Or you can, suppose I want to make it 100. So here only dimension text will change and the length of object will not change. Then press escape. Then if you want to add geometric tolerance symbols, then for that type TOL, tolerance, enter. Then from here you can choose your GD&T symbol. Suppose I make it perpendicular, then give the tolerance value. If you want to add diameter symbol, you can add it here. From here you can add the material conditions. Then here you can add datum. Click on OK, click outside. So here this symbol is created. And suppose if you want to create this datum, we will just erase these dimensions. And suppose we want to put it here on this line, then click on leader, then click on this midpoint, take your cursor outside, click and press escape. Then move this, click on move, select this, enter. Then to catch the midpoint of this line, just press shift right click and click on mid between 2 points. Click on this point and this point and click here. So in this way it has been added for this line. And suppose I want to define this line as a datum A. For that, click here, click on polygon, enter number of sides to be 3, enter, then choose this edge method, then specify first endpoint, take your cursor away, make ortho on and click. Then to fill this triangle, click on hatch, then select solid, then click inside this triangle, click on close hatch creation. Then move this, move, select this object, enter, then specify this midpoint as a base point and this midpoint as a second point. Then click on line, click on this endpoint, take your cursor above and click. Press enter. Then to create box, type TOL for tolerance, enter. Then in datum 1 type A, OK, and click. Then move, select this datum, enter, click on this midpoint, click on this endpoint. So in this way you can add GD&T tolerance symbols. So in this way you can use dimension. In the next tutorial we will give dimension to some of the drawings which we have created in the previous tutorials, and after that we will learn next set of commands and we will solve exercises on those commands. And we will also continue our series for civil, electrical, interior, electronics and chemical engineering. So thanks for watching. We will stop here.